I want it very bad, more than anything right now in the world.
She didn't become one of Florida's best tennis players by following in her father's footsteps. Sherry Vitale and Dick Vitale are specialists on different kinds of courts.
She's awesome, baby. She's a PT peer. She's Vitale.
Swimming, running, and cycling. It's the most unusual final exam in America. And you'll meet a record-setting, scale-busting offensive line.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Debenham. Welcome to another week of Scholastic Sports America. This week, we're in the Blue Ridge Mountains of West Virginia. I think somebody wrote a song about that once. Actually, I'm standing in Virginia here. West Virginia is about a block over that way. We're virtually on the state line. We've got two great football teams, one in this valley, the other one right over there, Graham High and Bluefield High. They've got a rivalry that goes back 46 years. They're going to meet on the football field in just a couple of minutes right here on Scholastic Sports America.
ESPN presents the youth of America doing their best on Scholastic Sports America. ESPN Scholastic Sports America is brought to you by McDonald's, getting more for your money. That's McDonald's today. By the Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler. And by 10K. All you've got to be is thirsty.
Well, Adrian, here we are once again. You know, somehow I knew when the football season rolled around that you and I would be getting together.
Dan, a football game like this, though, I think it'll bring anyone out of the hills, whether you're a football fan or not.
This is a great rivalry, and in this case, they're not just cross-town rivals, although only 3.5 miles separates them. They are cross-state line rivals.
So this is a literal family feud. I mean, it wasn't like the real McCoy. I mean, the Hatfields and McCoys literally shot it out about 90 miles up the road.
I get it. McCoy, real
Well,
You're full of those, aren't you? Listen, you see that dirt pile right over there?
where they're putting up the shopping plaza.
That's where they're putting up the shopping plaza. That's also about the same spot where the state line separates West Virginia from Virginia. And in a very real sense, during this 1 week of the year, that line separates these two communities.
The sign says it all. Welcome to the Bluefields, plural. Two towns with the same name separated only by a state line. One is in Virginia, the other in West Virginia. Both have a history of having great football teams.
Florida! Florida!
In West Virginia, that team is the Bluefield Beavers, one of the winningest football programs in the state, coached by former player Freddie Simon. They may not always be skilled, but they are tough.
Drive him to the whistle blows. I don't care if it tears your nose up. Hell, it ain't gonna get no damn bigger than mine, is it? Right. Is it? Then block him.
Straight at the football, straight at the football. You got the outside.
Glenn Carluck is the head coach of Bluefield's other school, Virginia's Graham High. The G-men have racked up an impressive 25-2 mark over the past two seasons, with the two biggest wins coming against the Bluefield Beavers. You see, for the past 45 years, the most important game of the season is always the first one, the one that pits Bluefield against Bluefield, the Beavers against the G-men, and in many cases, friend against friend.
It's almost like a Super Bowl in high school because we know most of the players for Graham. I mean, we're almost on a friendship basis until the game, and afterwards it's just like your friends.
But during the game?
No.
The Bluefield Beavers lead the series. In the past 45 years, they've won 29, lost 14, and tied 2. It is a winning tradition that transcends the present team. In fact, these guys have brothers, parents, and grandparents that have played in this game and won. That's what makes it so tough for many to accept the fact that for the past 2 years, Graham has gotten the best of them.
I have 9 brothers. They've all played in this game, the same game. Like tonight, they'll all be at Meet the Beavers. Tomorrow night, they'll all come to my house at the same time. Just talk about when they won and how they won and all this. And it just, when you lose, it just puts a bad feeling in your heart, knowing that all your brothers have accomplished what you didn't accomplish in high school.
So you want this game?
You know, I want it very bad, more than anything right now in the world.
But Kevin Buford and his Bluefield teammates don't have a monopoly on motivation. For years, Graham has been the underdog, and the G-men like their recent rise to the top. So, while they may not have as deep a tradition, they have every bit as much pride.
I'm a senior this year, and this is my last year in high school, so it's extra special for me this year. So I have to play my heart out for the coaches and for everybody in the town, my parents.
So who will win the game? Which team is the favorite? Well, if a sneak peek at practice is any indication, then the Beavers look to be in trouble. They don't have the size or depth of Graham. The G-men have almost twice as many players on their roster and boast a front line that is downright dangerous.
Our whole offensive line are Division I prospects. There's something really special. I've never seen people. I think we average 270 pounds. It's bigger than most colleges. And they're all smart and tough and strong.
I predict that we will control the game for the entire contest, and it'll be a fun night.
And it's more than their proximity to each other that breeds familiarity. Now, keep up with us on this one. Graham head coach Glenn Carluck used to be an assistant at Bluefield.
And Bluefield head coach Freddie Simon played for Coach Carlock then.
And when Coach Carluck moved to Graham, Bluefield assistant Buster Large was his starting quarterback. Confused? It trickles down the ranks.
All right, Bluefield's David Alber has a sister that goes to Graham.
And Graham's vice principal, Jerry Harmon, has a son who quarterbacks for the Beavers. It all must make for great dinner conversation.
Dinner conversation consists of, well, Dad, how things going at Graham? I said, well, Sean, how things going at Bluefield? And he gives no secrets away, and I give no secrets away.
All right, put your G-men where your mouth is, mister. Give me a prediction.
Well, I won't predict who's going to win or lose, but I will predict that the G-men will at least score 20. How about you?
Bluefield, 20. Yeah. Look, in a game this tight, this close, you would expect the score to reflect that.
I agree. And guess what? It's time for kickoff.
Hard-hitting football is what we saw.
And the fact that their first game was their biggest didn't help either team's nerves.
Miscues made for a sloppy first half, with the only scoring coming in the form of 2 safeties for Graham. One from an intentional grounding call in the Beavers' own end zone, the other when the G-men blocked a Beaver punt out of the end zone. The crowd roared their approval of the game, with Graham leading it 4-0 at the half.
In the third, Coach Simon and his Beavers seemed to be gaining some momentum.
But just when it seemed they'd open the door, Graham would slam it shut.
Now remember Bluefield's Kevin Buford wanting to play his heart out for those 9 brothers? Well, win or lose, Buford would have nothing to be ashamed of tonight. Number 50 seemed intent on single-handedly shutting the G-men down. It would be a defensive struggle to the end.
Still trailing 4-0, the Beavers are forced to punt it away with just over 3 minutes left in the game.
We got to control the football for 3 minutes and 19 seconds now.
1st and 10. 2nd and 9. Coach Carlock notices somebody is missing a crucial blocking assignment.
Jeremy is not getting that 32. And he's not getting to him. He is not getting to him.
On 3rd down, the Beavers' Buddy Gilpin breathes new life for his team. He makes the hit and recovers the fumble. His number, 32. Ron Betts is Bluefield's 3rd quarterback to enter the game. Number 11 has just a minute and a half to move the Beavers 27 yards into the end zone. Whoops. After an offsides call, you better make that 32 yards. No problem for the senior, who up until this year had never played the game. His loft with 23 seconds left landed in the hands of Michael Lane. The extra point was no good, but Bluefield held a 6-4 lead.
The final play of the game said it all. The pass came up short, so did the G-men.
This game is so important. You wouldn't know I believe how much we just playing. It was a lot of controversy and all that, but we just said we're going to keep it in our mind just to play a good, hard game all the way 4 quarters.
Well, it's our turn to brag. They've had it for 2 years. It's our turn. Best of the Virginias.
It was only the first game of the season. But for these 2 teams, for these 2 towns, it's the only one they'll remember till next season, when the 2 Bluefields battle it out again.
Do you go back to being neighbors then?
With some we do, with some we can't do it.
The rivalry continues.
The rivalry continues.
Adrian, I think this rivalry was everything we heard it was going to be.
And this is the flavor of high school football in America. Great rivalry. There may be other rivalries, but so unique, so close. This is Civil War down here.
It's been going on for 46 years. We hope it lasts another 146 years. Good luck to the G-men of Graham High School as well as the Beavers of Bluefield High. Well, coming up next here on Scholastic Sports America.
Oh, baby, he wipes the glass, puts it down.
That's right, Dick Vitale. He may not be the center of attention, although
He'd like
to be. This story's actually about his daughter, Sherry. She's one of the top tennis talents in the country, senior in high school down in Florida. Her story is coming up next.
She's a BTB.